Butler is suspended. As it was reported today, he will be suspended for 7 games. This is due to his conduct that has supposedly been detrimental to the team. Jimmy Butler might be traded by tomorrow morning.
The goal right now is to move Butler as soon as possible.
He's also losing $2 million in the process. Because the suspension is unpaid, that means he's going to lose $2.35 million, or $346,000 and some change each game. You already know the NBPA is going to file a grievance and try to get his money back. But as it says here, that process could take up to a year and likely won't affect the suspension in real time. However, at the top of this, you could see the Heat are already listening to Jimmy Butler offers. As reported by Shams, you could see right here, he said this is a clear-cut end to the Miami Heat-Jimmy Butler relationship. Basically, the suspension, everything that is going on, is a way to keep Jimmy away from the team because, like I said, they are saying his conduct is detrimental to the team. The situation allegedly had become unmanageable. So now we got Jimmy with the green hair, which will obviously fuel Jimmy to the Celtics rumors. And in all honesty, Jimmy could be traded within the next 24 hours for all we know, because it is clear that he is going to get moved very soon. It's funny because when the reports officially came out from Shams, there was pushback on both sides. The Heat said, we're not going to trade Jimmy. Jimmy's representation said this is false. But guess what? It all ended up coming true. And that's not to say that NBA reporters don't sometimes get it wrong or don't sometimes report misinformation or false information. But in this case, Shams got it right. Maybe at the time it wasn't a foregone conclusion. So maybe at the time Shams was a little bit speculating. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up here. But at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler is going to be traded very soon. If you look at the odds, the favorites actually to keep him are the Miami Heat because it is very difficult to make a Jimmy Butler trade. First of all, now the fact that it is publicized that he wants out and they're going to move him, likely going to move him, the value that they're going to get back for him is going to be less, unfortunately. We all know when a player, especially a star, wants out, they are going to get traded for less because the entire NBA and the world knows that they want out. And if the situation is as unmanageable as it is being reported, I think they want to move him as soon as possible. So again, they're going to be taking maybe 50 cents on the dollar, so to speak, because of everything that's happened. Now, the second favorites, according to odds makers, are the Golden State Warriors, and then I believe it's the Phoenix Suns, and then the Dallas Mavericks. Remember when I made a video a few weeks ago talking about the Jimmy Butler trade, and there was a really insightful article, discussing the avenues and possibilities of how he could be traded to those 3 teams. Basically, I concluded in that video that the trade made no sense for really any of the teams except for the Phoenix Suns, really. But what Miami got back from Phoenix, in my opinion, didn't make sense for them. So I felt like it was a win for Phoenix, and then the only one that was a win for Miami was the Golden State Warriors trade, because the trade had projected Kuminga, but if you watch this page, I'm a huge fan of Kuminga. I say do not trade him. And so I thought the trade was not good for the Warriors. And the Dallas Mavericks proposed trade was basically impossible. It's almost impossible to make it work. It would be really, really difficult. I really just don't know where he's going to end up, though. Again, Phoenix is supposedly really pushing to get him. And I understand now, again, like I said, they're going to get less on the dollar because this is publicized, but I still don't see why they would take back Bradley Beal's contract, because it'd have to be a one-on-one swap. Because Phoenix cannot aggregate salaries, it said in the article, the only way to make it work is Miami to get straight up Bradley Beal, and they give Phoenix Jimmy Butler and Josh Richardson. And so to me, yeah, that's fine for Phoenix, but why would Miami do that? Which is why I see why Miami is the favorite to keep him, because they don't have to trade him. I mean, at this point, again, maybe it's too unmanageable, but they don't have to trade him. He's under contract. And if they're going to get Bradley Beal back in return, we know how we assume how Pat Riley runs the organization. I don't know him personally, and neither do a lot of you guys, but from what we know is Pat Riley is going to do what is best for the Miami Heat. And is taking Bradley Beal back the best for the Miami Heat rather than, let's just say, keeping Jimmy Butler for the rest of the season and trading him in the offseason when they have more time and leverage? Although I think he does have a player option this summer, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't imagine that he wouldn't opt into it unless someone offers him the max, like the way Paul George got one. I do still think he would be a good fit on the Warriors, but not for what they have to give up to get him in these, proposed trades. I don't even know if I'm the Warriors, if I want to give up Andrew Wiggins right now, who is playing like 2022 All-Star Wiggins again. But that is an argument, you can make amongst yourselves. It is Jimmy Butler. So I'm not saying that they wouldn't do it. But again, Andrew Wiggins is also playing super well. So it's something to at least think about. And the reason I say Andrew Wiggins is because I believe no matter what kind of deal they make and whatever players they include, he would have to be in the deal in order to make the salaries work. Maybe there's another way, but I'm not sure there is. Again, I don't know if you want to trade him. It's really a tough decision. I just don't know what Miami is going to get at this point. I mean, Miami, again, he doesn't have a no trade clause, so they technically could send him anywhere to any team that accepts him, but I'm sure not every team in the league is going to offer something. Again, with his contract situation, with how large it is, and the way that the new CBA works, it makes trading for him super difficult. So let's see how this plays out.